Good evening, distinguished board members, administrators, faculty, staff, proud families and friends, and most importantly, our graduating class of 2026. I am humbled and honored with this responsibility, and I thank you for trusting me with the privilege of being your speaker tonight. It's obvious that my background looks a little bit different than most teachers. I spent most of my career in the corporate world, specifically in the plumbing division of Kohler Company. In fact, when Mrs. Steenwijk was interviewing me, she asked me about my teaching experience. I didn't have any teaching experience in a classroom, but I could teach plumbers. Close enough, she thought. The wise one. My decision to change careers did not make a lot of sense to many people, but it didn't need to. It didn't take long to know that I was exactly where God wanted me to be, and I could have never anticipated how much I would enjoy being your teacher. When I was working to get my degree in education, I was prepared for curriculum design, classroom management, social emotional learning, but they did not teach me how to say goodbye. My first class of freshmen. We started this journey together, and you are the first class that I've been able to see fully transcend from adolescent to adult. We have celebrated so much together. Your first jobs, driver's licenses, relationships, and my favorite, when you would get your first credit card. You would come tell me that you're ready to start building your credit score. We've also survived the hard parts of high school, the broken relationships, the friends that you grew apart from that you once held close, the days when you wanted to be anywhere but here, and you showed up anyway. You've made it through, and I am so proud of each of you. These young men and women truly represent the best of Sheboygan Christian. As Annika mentioned, this class is filled with talented musicians and vocalists, incredible artists, dedicated athletes, and work ethics that make me hopeful for our future. If you ever wonder if this new generation is up for the challenge of work, I guarantee you these individuals are. And yet I have this unshakable feeling that there's so much more that we need to share with you if we only had more time. With the time I do have, I would like to leave you with 3 simple words that I have found to be essential in discovering purpose. They are gratitude, growth, and grace. You see, if I had more time, I would tell you right now to picture the person that got you to this point in your life. The person who encouraged you, who challenged you, who believed in you when you didn't believe in yourself. If you are fortunate enough to have that person on this side of heaven with you, please thank them tonight. Thank them for loving you when you were hard to love. Thank them for pushing you to find a new level of potential you didn't even know existed. And thank God for making them a part of His plan for your life. Relationships are what make us human. God desires a relationship with us, and so He gives us the blueprints for how to do that by those He puts in our lives. I want you to see the people in your lives as answers to prayers. From the most difficult boss to the love of your life, each of these relationships are meant to sculpt you and equip you for the life that God has in store for you. If you pray for patience, God doesn't just give you patience, He gives you opportunities to demonstrate patience with others. If you pray for direction, God doesn't send you a map, He sends you people to guide you, to counsel you, and to offer you wisdom. You will not get through this life alone, and that is by design. So give thanks for the people and to the people that God puts in your life. Gratitude is one of our strongest mental muscles, and it only gets stronger with daily, consistent practice. And it's so much more than saying thank you. It's a mindset. It's a choice to choose joy even when life is not going as planned. This is not delusion. It's a decision to recognize that God has a plan for your life, even if it doesn't make sense yet. 1 Thessalonians reminds us to give thanks in all circumstances. Gratitude shifts our focus from problems to provision, from lack to abundance, and from anxiety to appreciation. And it's easy to give thanks when things are going well, but what are you going to do when things get hard? How are you going to react when you lose someone you love? Or when a relationship in your life falls apart? Or when the career opportunity you thought you always wanted never presents itself? Who are you going to listen to in these moments? When you guard your heart with a spirit of gratitude, you will be able to see how God is working through you in these moments instead of worrying about what is happening to you. Many of you quoted Romans 8:28 as your favorite Bible verse this year. In all things, God works for the good of those who love him and who have been called according to his purpose. But listen closely. God doesn't call it good based on how it made you feel when it was happening. God calls it good when it serves his purpose. The next thing I would tell you is that growth doesn't happen on a mountaintop, and that character is not built in the spotlight. David reminds us that we will walk through valleys, and these valleys were not meant to be easy. They will hurt, will make you wonder if you have what it takes. These valleys are where the lessons are learned. These valleys are where we lose the things or the people that we want, only for God to guide us to what we need. Who are you going to listen to when you are in the valley? If you listen to the voice that tells you you're not good enough or smart enough, or that the reason you're here is because you have failed so colossally that there's no hope, if that's the voice you listen to, you'll never make it to the other side. Instead, listen to the voice that comforts you, the voice that tells you you are loved, that you are redeemed, and that you are his. This is how you will know the peace that surpasses all understanding. In Romans 5, Paul tells us that we can actually boast in our sufferings because we know that suffering produces perseverance, and perseverance produces character, and character produces hope. God never says we won't suffer. God never says we won't experience loss. God never tells us that we won't have bills that we're not sure how to pay. He simply promises us peace when we put our trust in him. Like a seed planted in the earth, growth happens in the dark. It's in the darkest places of your life where your character will be built. It's in the moments where you want to quit, but you don't. It's in the moments where you'd like to just be like everyone else, but as Pastor Bang reminded us today, you remember who you are. And it's in the moments that even look like failure. If you don't get into a program or a school that you really wanted to, or your dream job goes to someone else, or if you're courageous enough to start your own business and it goes sideways. Some see failure as defeat. I want you to see it as direction. Don't dwell in the moments that were meant to shape you into who you are supposed to become. Accept them, grow from them, and make your way through the valley and onto the mountaintop. Make your way to the table. The only thing that God designed us to do that he doesn't is grow. So put in the extra reps, work harder than what's expected. Show up for people, not for praise or for recognition. Do it because it's worth doing. And in all you do, lean on his word for guidance. We don't read the words in this book because they change. We read them because we change. Next, I would tell you to stop trying to impress people and start trying to impact people. Be gracious to one another. We will never know the struggles behind someone's smile. And we'll never know how hard it is for some people to simply get out of bed every day. And if we're being honest, we will never be the ones to cast the first stone. In God's story, we were never meant to be the judge or the jury. Our role is neighbor. Be kind, be curious, and forgive one another as you have been forgiven. Finally, I would tell you to stop chasing motivation and instead look for meaning. Meaning reminds us of what we're fighting for our purpose, for our why. Our culture fixates on status, on productivity, our job titles, salaries, so much that we lose sight of our purpose. Our purpose is what drives us. It's that fire that ignites our passions and our pursuits. And you deserve to find yours. Your purpose may come in a package that you weren't expecting. Answer the call anyway. Some of you may feel a strong calling today, and others may still be waiting. But here's my encouragement. Stop waiting for perfection and start praising God for progress. Praise Him for proximity and praise Him for purpose. And now to my students. Remember when I told you that my decision to become a teacher didn't make sense to many? Well, here's where it made sense. It made sense in our daily conversations each morning before school. It made sense when I could stand back and watch you fearlessly run the blessed bean. It made sense when I saw some of you find the courage to ask someone to dance. It made sense when you trusted me enough to walk with you through some of the deepest hurt that you've ever experienced. And it made sense when I could see the joy in your face when you came in and shared that you just got accepted to the school that you really wanted to. And it made sense on Wednesday night when I watched you become the experts on your capstone topic, engaging with guests, answering questions, and challenging us all to consider a new point of view. But more than anything, it makes sense right now. As I look out and see you as confident, mature, and God-fearing young men and women, you are ready for this. This is officially all the time I have, but you are just getting started. So take on your next challenge with a willingness to be bold. Do more than what is expected of you. Be willing to fail and be willing to learn and be good to one another. So go now, trusting in God as the provider of all you need, and know that in this place you are loved. Congratulations, class of 2026.